Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakodash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, to the Akim and the Aqua, and all the brothers listening, the sincere followers of Yahushua HaMashiach. We're out here once again. We're the branch of Great Millstone, Las Vegas, Sin City. We're out here prophesying the downfall of America, okay, the destruction of this wicked kingdom, Babylon the Great, and that is around the corner. It's happening right now. It's all the nations that are gathering up. All right, the Lord is gathering up the nations, okay. All the nations that were once drunken, right, with the wine of Babylon, they're now angry. They're now sobering up, and now they're angry. Okay, we got coups in Africa, right, raising up. We got those African nations. Okay, now they're talking smack about America and the West and the hypocrisy of the West. Okay, they're moving away from America and getting closer and closer with Russia, China, and these other nations that are going to oppose America.
I got scripture, Joel, the 3rd chapter, and 11th verse, or 9th verse. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
Come. Hey, these other nations, these African nations, particularly right now, all these new generals that are coming up, those are those mighty men of war. You know, and they're all standing up against imperialism, right? Oppression, and they're pretty much, now that they see what's really going on the world stage, how they've been raped and used and abused by the European Union, right? In America, the whore. Now they're angry. Now they're preparing for war. Keep going.
Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
They're making deals with Russia, trading with Russia. They're trading.
You know it's a problem when they go right to your competitor or your enemy to make a deal. When they'd normally be making a deal with you. You know it's a problem, you know.
Well, yeah, for every time they were making deals with America, they were pretty much forced.
Yeah.
It wasn't because they knew America was such a great partner. No, it was because they were forced.
It was almost like if you don't, you was into the consequences.
They were in a forced relationship with this woman.
Yeah, for example, Saudi Arabia, you know, had long business deals with America for 50, 60, 70 years. You know, but Saudi Arabia just sided with Russia. You know, because Russia will supply you oil, just give us your protection.
Exactly.
Against the whore, man. Because the whore will come for you when you turn your back. You know?
So they're making those deals with Russia now, trading, getting. They're pretty much arming up, man. Getting their weapons. You know, they're getting those weapons.
They're making a deal with the other guy that can protect them from the bully.
Yep.
That's what they're doing.
Yep.
You know, we'll do a deal with you, we'll trade with you as long as you can protect us from that great war and that beast. And that's what's happening.
Exactly.
You know, they're like, all right, well, you supply us with your gas and your natural gases. Hey, well, you can trade with us, and we'll create a system to circumvent her dominance.
Yep.
The petrodollar, whatever.
Yep.
That's what you see going on, and that's why the brothers getting ready to read it. Those nations that's doing that with Russia, they're building up encouragement. In case if America ends up trying to invade or intervene with them, Russia got to deal with them. So if they attack whoever Russia is making deals with, they're attacking their financial interests, their economic interests.
Yeah.
So everybody's choosing sides right now. So
Joel 3:10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen.
On that let the weak say, on that let the weak say I'm strong. That's how you know somebody's real versus somebody who's about themselves. America really hadn't armed these other nations, but they forced them to do. Because America was always afraid that if I give them a gun, they're going to turn and use the gun on me. Versus Russia actually helping, giving them arms that they can protect themselves, and then they'll jump in when the war gets more serious. So that you can tell that they're trying to do square business over there in Russia versus America. Now we got you. Make sure you keep them deals coming.
Right, bro.
You know, trying to keep them out of a conflict versus if you happen to get in one, here, protect yourself with this, like Russia do.
Why do you think America?
I was gonna say real quick, like think about Iran for a minute.
Yep.
Iran, even though they have a very solid ass a navy, they would not be able to go head up against the beast if they wasn't connected to Russia.
Right.
They would be basically weak in comparison to America and the beast. Little bitty old Israel, they not like that with Iran unless they got backing from the beast.
Exactly.
So all these smaller countries, they're weak going head on with America. But once they build that alliance together, they're stronger than ever. That's what makes them strong. And that's why they're knowing that there's power in aligning themselves together against them. They can't do it on their own. They don't have the economic stability to do it. They don't have the military might to do it. So that's why they have to form this big power alliance that you see coming together now.
And they haven't put how many billions and trillions of America put into their military defense systems every time the budget come around. America's pouring money into it. They know war is coming. Russia been doing it for a while. North Korea built themselves up. All of this, these countries saying that were once weak and agricultural nations, they're now building themselves up to be able to protect themselves militarily. Okay,
and
you
that's
see Russia practicing trying to shoot a long-range weapon.
That's Russia and its allies, that assembly of great nations, right? Of nations, they're getting stronger, man. Their mission, their goal, their objective is pretty clear, you know. While the European Union is fragmenting, it's not really united anymore.
That's it.
Crazy, bro.
True. Niggas, man.
Anyways, man.
Yeah, well, the Lord told us, prophesied, told Ezekiel to prophesy that Russia with Gog and Magog, which is the ancient landmass of Russia, basically told the Russians to be a guard for Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, those smaller countries. So Russia is basically the big brother, to combat America.
It's sort of like how America's the big brother to Israel.
Yep.
Joel 3:11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
And this is unknowingly to these nations, man. This is all the work of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. He's the one that's mustering the host to the battle. Okay, it was in his mind to bring this to happen so that he could gather these nations over there in the Middle East, right? In Africa, all that area, for that great battle, because they're all going to be judged. By destroying their armies, they're all going to be rendered powerless, man. After it's all said and done, all these other nations that were juggling and battling to be the new top mountain, they're all going to be destroyed.
When you think about it, bro, it's the Most High is gathering all these nations to the Middle East to destroy them. So, you know, those nations that look, when America's being destroyed, the nations that looked on, that looked afar off, that none of these nations, when the elect, you know, come, none of these nations ain't gonna have no defense. Because the militaries were destroyed in the Middle East, in all these wars. So they're gonna have to submit. They're not gonna have nothing, you know.
There's no mighty men left.
Right. All the mighty men have died in this war.
They're on this war.
Yeah.
And that's to judge these nations, you know, because for what they all took part in the downfall of Jerusalem, man. Yasharallah. You know, one way or another, if your army's in the Middle East fighting World War III, hey, you did something against the children of Israel. You know?
I got you. Joel 3:1, in the same chapter. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Yep.
God, yeah, because they took part in like I said, they parted the land, right? They all had a part in the enslavement, okay, in the downfall, in the oppression of the children of Israel, man. They didn't speak out against the things that were done unto the sons and daughters of God, man.
Yeah, Psalms 83 tells you all the nations that were Confederate and conspired against the nation of Israel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're in their selfish minds, they think they're going to come up on top after it's all said and done, and they're going to continue to oppress.
I think they got next.
You know, so even though the leaders of these other nations, they know who really is the chosen people of God, they're not saying nothing. They're not coming to the rescue, speaking out for the children of Israel. You know, they're discovering the secrets and the shameful spewing that the Esau, the white man, especially the American Babylonian one, you know, the Edomite, all his, they're bringing it out, but they're not bringing out the truth of what they did to the Israelites, man. That's still a secret to them, you know?
And these countries, these top positions, they watch the prophets, man.
Mm-hmm.
They watch the prophets breaking down the scriptures. They ain't gonna say to themselves, oh man, you know, the scriptures say, you know, we're gonna go to war, but they not trying to, you know, turn away from it because they can't.
They can't.
You know,
Yep.
they can't turn away from it. They're in the reigns of the Lord.
Yep.
The Lord is making them do what they, you know, do according to prophecy.
I got scripture. It's Sirach 18 and verse 1. It says, he that liveth forever hath created all things in general. The Lord only is righteous, and there is none other but he, who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will.
That's, all things obey his will, man. Good, bad, you know, everything. Everything obeys. Before any of these people were here, he had already mapped out how it was going to play out. That's the reason why we're able to read these things before they happen. You know, before they happen, he tells you about them. How? Who can do that? The one and true only God, man. You know, because there's many gods, right? But none of those gods can do this, man. They can't tell you the things that are going to happen 1,000 years from now. There's only one power, man, that can do that. And that power is, he made himself known unto Jacob, man.
And that's why some of the ancient kings that ruled, that's why some of them had a respect to the Most High, because our prophets made it be known that, you know, our higher power is the true power.
Yep.
The fact that, you know, the prophets would be used and, you know, to give them counsel on what to expect, what would happen in the future as far as their kingdom, like Daniel, he was a prime example of that. And they had to give honor to the Most High because of the spirit that was on Daniel. You know?
For example, like today, these scientists, all these wise guys, right?
They trying